Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the planet. How are you all this morning? How are things over wherever you are? As you know, I'm living here in Dublin at the moment, and what's happening here is it's suddenly gone really cool and cold. What's it like wherever you are? What's happening with you guys? How are things? So today we're going to be doing some really exciting things about changing your behaviors. This is one of the things we're going to be sorting about. So you might want to start thinking about some of the behaviors that you know you do that you wish that maybe you could change. Good morning, Sean. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. It absolutely is a bad hair day, Sean. How did you know? What on earth gave you that idea? Yes, it's true. And it is absolutely the case. We have bad hair. Bad COVID hair is still here. My lovely wife has been cutting my hair every now and again, and she does great. But I have to admit, I'm actually looking forward to the barbers opening up again at some point soon. Anyway, how are you all this morning? Are you all well? How are things? Is it cold where you are? Cooler where you are? Let me know. So, what we're going to be talking about today is behaviors, how to change behaviors. Now, might there be some kind of behaviors that you have at the moment that you're less than keen on? Is there anything that you know that you're doing that you're not that happy with? What kind of things, like, for example, say going into auditions or, let's say doing self-taping? Is there anything that you find that you know that you do that you would like to be able to change? Emily says, just done ballet class, knackered. My God, amazing. How was it? How did it go? How is your plie this morning? Good morning, Dave. How are you? Nice to see you. Hello, Mr. Applegate. How are you doing? And Andrea, lovely to see you too. And Dave again. Good morning. And Brian, there you are. How you all doing? Hey, Dave, how are you? So, guys, this is what we're talking about is behavior changes. That's what we're going to be looking at today. This is a really, really important one and one that will make an amazing difference. Good morning, Arlene. How is it over there in rainy Dundalk? Yeah, it's a bit like that. Procrastination. Now, there is a wonderful thing here. Cameron, there's a wonderful exercise in TAM, Total Audition Magician, which will help you with procrastination if that's an issue. Procrastination really is one of those things that is essentially about, if you think about it, and we all do it, I procrastinate, we all do. Good morning, honey. Hello. How lovely to see you again. How are you? And Melissa. Oh, want to chat to you a little bit later, Melissa. I'll have a little word with you about what you wrote to me about. Um, Emily is good and it went well. Obviously, she is very, very flexible now and she's able to move in all sorts of new directions, which is incredible. So, what kind of behaviors are we thinking about? Yeah, procrastination. Procrastination is really putting off something. I know this when I write. I'm going to go and start writing the movie today. Today's the day I'm going to do it. But first, I'm going to go and look at YouTube and just dive in there and have a look at really important things about strange things to do with sprockets and then the internal combustion engine, which I had no idea was so fascinating. And then I dive and I really start to think about this extraordinary thing. And what's happened, of course, is I've gone away from what I was doing. So, what we're really talking about with procrastination is it's a focus question. But also, it's to do with a lot of the goal stuff that we were talking about. And you can use that today, Cameron. I really recommend it. Something for you. Good morning. Emily says, I feel you, Cameron. Yes, yes. Anyone else got procrastination a bit of an issue? Anyone else? Yes, we all have it. I know we have. Of course. Yes, we do. Yes, you do. Good morning, Indra. How you doing? So, what else what do we procrastinate about? What kind of things do we look at? Actually, we can use procrastination as an example if you want to. No problem with that too. I do that too with sprockets. Yes, you dive into the cat videos and the sprockets, and who knew that the internal workings of a washing machine was so fascinating? Well, I do. So, but let's think a little more specifically about acting, some of the behaviors that we might like to change in relation to it. You're very welcome to use procrastination if that's a big one for you, no problem. But what else? What other kind of issues do you experience in relation to something that you would like to change? Let's say a behavior in terms of auditioning or to do with self taping or networking. That's often a big one for actors. Agents, the way that you show up with your agent. Often I coach actors and they kind of a little bit intimidated by their agent somewhere, not quite feeling in their comfortable zone, that kind of thing. Self-taping, a big one. People are really have lots of problems with self-taping. What problems do you have with self-taping, guys? Let me know. Let me know. What's that Honey says here? Honey says, I never did my math homework because I was afraid of these strange numbers. Exactly, exactly. I just never did my maths homework because I didn't like maths. But I know what you mean. Exactly. So that's the kind of thing. What about self-taping or agents or networking or casting directors? Are there any areas around those areas? Responding to the news of an audition with dread and networking will avoid interaction. Okay, Andrea, this could be a good one for you to use in terms of networking. That might be a really, really good one. The dread part of the audition, we're going to turn the dread to the dream. Remember, that's what we're doing. So I don't want to have this ambition, this audition coming up. You write it down. I do not want to have this audition coming up. How can I change it so that it focuses on what I do want? And you can write it out. It'll help you. I do not want to have this audition coming up next week. I do not want to have it. How do I transform it? How do I flip it? I flip it from what I don't want to what I do want. Then you're using your toward motivation, which is going to make you feel a hell of a lot better. When you use negative drives, what happens in the away from motivation, it tends to make you feel a bit stuck. You can feel a bit, ugh. Networking, absolutely. I hate initiating, get really self conscious. Oh, my goodness. Emily, this absolutely the stuff you should look at. We can look at this here. Use networking here today, and I'll help you look at this the way that you can start to think about being more proactive. Actually, oddly enough, I remember going. One of my friends is you might know Star Wars. Everyone seen Star Wars? Well, do you know Anthony Daniels? I don't know if you know Anthony. He's a friend of mine. He's the golden robot, in Star Wars, right? Now, Anthony, once I had a dinner with him once at the Ivy in London, and we were chatting about this, that, and the other. And one of the biggest things that he was suggesting to me, I was asking him because he had an extraordinary kind of career with all of that, and I was asking him, I said, "What's the one thing that you would do differently that you didn't do when you were younger?" He said, "I would follow my instinct, and if I feel the sense of initiation coming up, I would just step out and I would go forward and do it." And if he saw people, producers, he would go up and go straight to them and start talking. These are what he was saying, because these are opportunities. And if we miss them, we miss them. Okay? And he who hesitates waits and waits and waits. So this is one of the things we can look at. Emily, we should definitely look at this. This is a big one for you, and it's a big one for actors. Very important. Also, oddly enough, in that same meal, when I was having this dinner with Anthony, Sam Mendes was at the table, at one of the other tables nearby. And Anthony said to me, "Go on then." And I went, "Oh God, what are you talking about?" He said, "Yeah, go and say hello to Sam Mendes." I said, "What? I don't know him." He says, "Just go up and say hello. Just introduce yourself." I went up to him and I said, "Hello, Sam. Hello. Sorry to interrupt your meal. I just wanted to shake your hands and say thank you. I really admire the stuff." And he said, "Hello, Nick." I didn't even know he knew me. Not a clue. Didn't even know he did. Isn't that bizarre? That also happened once with me and Ridley Scott. Same thing. Wasn't that bizarre? See, we often think, don't we? We always think, that this is the kind of thing that, that people don't notice. We think that these professionals, these casting directors, they're not paying attention. We think they don't know who we are. They have no idea. They spend their lives doing this stuff. It's a director's job to understand who the actors are in town, if you're in London, whatever, right? Casting directors need to know who people are. They're actively searching for you all the time. Networking is okay, but I procrastinate sending my self-tapes to agents. Like, why? What on earth for? But I kind of fear presenting my work to agents. Okay. Well, we have to have a look at this one, honey. Maybe that's one of the things we can look at, maybe, at some point later. That's very, very important. We've got to get over these things, guys. These are so important. Stepping out into this thing. Maybe I'll do a little bit later at the end of the day. Remind me. I want to just talk very slightly about the idea, what I call the pizza walk, and we'll just talk about that. Okay? Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. Following up from emails that have a slight problems, I don't know what else to say. From giving the spiel of the initial contact, frustrating. Brian, when we start the coaching, you will find this is so simple. All of these things that we worry about, the biggest thing we need to do is to do less and less and less. Okay? Melissa says, "I always say hi to actors when I see them at National Theatre in a non-intrusive way." Yeah, absolutely. Hello, well done. Nice to see you. It's always good. I always remember when people come up to me afterwards and say, "I love the show," I just go, "Oh, thank you so much." Always remember their faces. May not remember the name because they may not introduce themselves, but always remember. Very important to keep that kind of energy going. Imagine that you're kind of like, imagine you're already there. Imagine you've already made it. Everything's going great. Everyone would just say, "Hi, hello, how are you? Pleased to meet you." You've noticed that, right? This is the kind of thing we can step into today. Sound exciting? Sound interesting? Okay, here we go. This is a little process. It's known as the new behavior generator. And it's a really, really powerful one. I'm looking forward to taking it with you. Can you hear the music? I'm sure you can. Is the level okay for you guys? That's what I want to make sure of. This is a great thing to do. So begin to think about, let's just take a few deep breaths and just slow the brain down so that we can allow this stuff Allow this stuff into your unconscious. Remember the permission stamp. Give yourself permission. Melissa, I think you think of a way that you could use this particular exercise today for what you wrote to me about. Right? What do you think? Aha. Okay. So, as you begin to just take a little 3 deep breaths through the nose and out through the mouth, that's it, just relaxing more and more. Really good. Deep relaxing. Really cool. In through the nose, out through the mouth to the sound ha. Oh, that's right. And again. Right. This is based on a very, very powerful presupposition that comes from Dr. Richard Bandler, one of the co-creators of NLP, which is that if one person can do something, anyone can learn it. So, to prepare, you find a relaxed and quiet place to be guided through this technique. You don't have to close your eyes to do this process, but you can if you choose to. Personally, I always close my eyes. But it's okay if you can't, for example. And remember, not if you're driving. Okay, so just make yourself comfortable and begin by looking off to your right. In your mind's eye, imagine seeing someone who looks like you a short distance away. This other you will do all the learning in this exercise as you observe. And you will notice this is a dissociated image, this other you. And only when you are completely satisfied with this process, with the new skills, be integrated into your unconscious. To ensure that this happens, you might even want to experience yourself as being inside a plexiglass bubble, so that you are truly separated and detached from the activities going on with that other you over there to the right. Now, begin to think of something you want to be able to motivate yourself to do. That might be procrastination. What's the opposite of it? You don't want to procrastinate, you want to take action, right? Moving from dread to dream. Always put this into the positive mind frame, okay? Let's say it's networking. Moving to what you want to be able to motivate yourself to do. So Emily will be seeing herself over there, connecting easily with casting directors. Cameron might be seeing himself taking action and fully focused on what he chooses to do. Brian might find himself following up emails really easily. Whatever you choose to do now, see yourself doing this thing. Something that you don't enjoy doing, but you want very much to have done, like a successful networking contact or a successful result of an action you take. Yeah, whatever it is. See the benefits that you will gain as a result now of taking this new behavior. Notice the benefits. See that other you over there and what it will look like when the task is completed, when you have done it, when you have successfully connected with the casting director, when you have successfully sent in your tapes from a confident place. Whatever is specific for you, see what it will look like when the task is done, including the positive consequences of having it done. So when you see the networking working out for you now, you may see the joy on your face. You may see the smile from the casting director. You may see the relaxation in your body. You may see a sense of pride flooding through your mind and body system as you continue to achieve these things. Notice the direct and the immediate benefits, and also the future benefits. So in the example of connecting with the Good morning, Siobhan. When you see the idea of yourself connecting with the casting director or wherever you're meeting in the networking, see it going well in the moment. She's remembering your name, you're remembering hers, you're having a nice simple interchange, human to human, and notice the positive benefits of that in the future, which could be you learning to do this more and more often and more easily at the unconscious level, so you begin to see more and more success coming your way in the future. You may see these results in the future bringing you greater benefits in the terms of work or connection or money coming in. Whatever you see that's specific for you, notice the future benefits. And now we're going to do the task. See that other you doing the task easily. As that other you does the task, that other you keeps looking at that image of the task all finished and feels good in response to seeing it all completed. Now, notice that the internal voice of the other you is enticing and encouraging, reminding you of the future rewards and how much you have already accomplished towards your goal. Notice that you're communicating directly from your conscious mind to your unconscious, and you can hear yourself saying things like, "Well done, you're doing this well, it's working out great. Look at these wonderful positive images now in the future of everything else working well for me now, out into the future, and I'm experiencing the future benefits in the moment, in the present." Finally, see that other you delighted with having it done and enjoying the reward when the task has been completed. Now we're going to review and adjust so it's just right. If what you see isn't completely delightful and completely wonderful, you can let a mist cover your inner vision while the wisdom of your unconscious mind makes the appropriate adjustments. When the mist disappears again, you will see the adjustments have been made in a way that's pleasing and motivating and good for you. Do you want to be that other you? As you who has just used your new motivation strategy? Are you satisfied now that that other you can do the whole process again with another task? Are you satisfied that that other you has mastered this skill right now at the unconscious level? Good. So now let's have that other you do the whole process again with another task to demonstrate it to your satisfaction. So let's choose exactly the same thing. There you are. You're seeing yourself here. Now begin to see yourself going in for a self-taping session. You can see yourself beginning to visualize that other you performing the self-taping session really well and it working out perfectly now. And you're feeling comfortable and confident. You can see that other you really stepping into more and more amazing behaviors. And as you can watch that, you can see you performing beautifully, performing well, and you can see this extraordinary gifted performer that you are coming to light more and more. And as you watch that other you self-taping and or auditioning and performing in this brand new way to your satisfaction, you can watch that other you doing it again, and you're now noticing the direct benefits and the future benefits of the self-taping going well, and the next self-taping going well, and the next self-taping going well, and the next and the next and the next, out into the future now, as you see these like a myriad of images stretching down your timeline out there to the right. Have that other you do the whole process again with another task to demonstrate it completely to your satisfaction. Seeing yourself doing the things. Honey, look at that. Cameron, look at that, seeing it happening now. Brian, emails finishing up. Melissa's working this whole thing, working out exactly the way you wanted to work out. See that other you over there, having done it all, doing it perfectly. Everything that's going on perfectly now. Andrea, you can see that happening easily now. Everything that you want. Brian, everything that you want is happening now. Sean, next time you go in for interviews, this is all going to work out totally well in accordance with your unconscious mind. Knows to deliver the best things for you now and out into the future on a repeating basis now. And when you are fully satisfied, let that plexiglass bubble just fall away and draw into yourself that other you who has all these new learnings. Some people, me included, actually reach out their arms and imagine drawing that other you, that other self, into themselves. And as you pull this other you towards you now, into your heart center, you may experience or begin to feel a sense of energy rising, a sense of tingling going on, a sense of vibration, a sense of pulsing, a sense of excitement, and then suddenly you let your hand, bringing this whole new you deep inside your unconscious mind and body system for now and forever. And know that you can repeat this anytime you choose. And now take an extra moment to consider, when is the next time that you will have to perform the task you just motivated yourself to complete? And just allow yourself for one moment, if you can, to close your eyes and allow this to integrate at the unconscious level. Allow it to go deeper and deeper in right now at the unconscious level. Allow that to go in deeper and deeper, and allow yourself to dive in deeper now. to the core of your being. And notice that you can begin to experience the successful outcome of this particular meditation as if it has already happened right here, right now. And as you allow yourself to go and sleep and dream tonight, allow your mind and body system to begin to mull over this, to review, to learn this skill at the unconscious level. It is so powerful, so powerful. And now gradually allow yourself to come back into the room. Slowly and easily, just maybe having a little stretch. Cup of coffee in my case. Ho ho ho. Bringing yourself back round. Fully wide awake now, fully wide awake. Come back into the room. Fully wide awake. Give yourself a round of applause. How was that? You have just experienced a new behavior generator. This is what is known as the most powerful technique for helping you in any form at all that I know of on the planet to get new behaviors to occur. So, for example, we've been talking about networking. Can you see other ways you could use this particular skill? Let me know in the comments now. Where else could you use this skill to learn new behaviors? What do you think, guys? What was that like? You can have a bit of a stretch, maybe take some air in, something like that. Cameron enjoyed that. Good man. Good man. What did you do? How did it work for you? What was the best thing about it? Emily enjoyed it. Jolly good. Excellent. You enjoyed that. Siobhan did great. So, Emily, can you begin to imagine the way that you could use that before you next go to, I know you work at the Globe, right? Supposing you see a casting director at the Globe. Do you think you could use this at some point to connect with a casting director or maybe a director to move yourself forward a little bit better? Yeah. Excited and a flood of confidence. Have I got this right? Is your name Chris? Is it Chris, Mr. Applegate? I want to make sure I get your name right. I think it's Chris. Have I got that right? Let me know. Yeah, it is very powerful, Emily. It really is. And what it does, the more you can begin to get the idea that you can take this and run it in your mind overnight. If you run this overnight, absolutely. Now, what's that? A powerful, lots of sensations. Good. Flooded with feeling, mixed emotions. Oh, that's okay too. That's no, I feel like a new me. I'm going to write to some CDs today. Excellent. That's taking action. Now, can you see how you begin to feel that this new place that you get to gives you a new sense of urgency and a sense of, a sense of power that you can do new things? It's Andrew. I beg your pardon. Sorry, Andrew. Sorry, I thought you were Chris. My fault. Andrew Applegate. 2 A's. Got you in the brain now. It will work in audition introduction too. Absolutely. Absolutely. When you're going into, I used to do this all the time for casting directors, going into any kind of place that was, like a self-taping thing or networking or a live event or anything like that, where if there was a casting workshop or if you, I don't know, whatever it could be, like a film festival, you see someone, if you use this before you go somewhere, you will precondition your brain to already be in the right place. Can you understand that? That's gold dust. Precondition your brain. Arlene feels physically taller and stronger. Did it for meeting casting directors. Lost the terrified feeling. Where did it go? It just went. Because you focused on doing the positive stuff, looking in a different direction. Right? I don't know why I haven't done it before. Exactly. But now you have. And now you can move through that easily. Permission to succeed. Absolutely. You've got this. You've got this. Indra feels really confident. Absolutely. You see, if you take this one thing, and if you do this, Jerry says, I'll have to rewatch this later. So relaxed, I thought it was lying on a beach. Well, that's very good. I'm very glad to know we can, you know. Could it be used to help you with toxic people? Absolutely. You can use this for anything, any behavior you want to do. My only suggestion, Siobhan, would be this. If you're going to use it with someone who's like really problematic, what I would do is I would learn the skill first. Okay, so do it with something that's, you know, like networking, or, you know, something that's something simple first. Yeah, when you do that, what would happen is, yeah, preconditioning your brain. Exactly. This is the biggest thing I want to get into your brains, guys. It really is. If you can precondition yourself, precondition yourself before you go into the audition. One of the things in Total Audition Magician we talk about is the pre-audition phase. Let's say it's the same as self-taping. Okay. There's only four, you know, if it's an audition, we can use audition or self-taping. There's the what I call the pre-pre, actually. I call it the pre-pre audition. So it's before you have the audition. Now it's like, this is when you make your bold decisions. This is where you think, okay, even before I have an audition, even before I have anything coming up, I'm going to precondition my mind so that whenever I'm ready for it, I'm already there. Get the idea? Start it now, today. Precondition your brain to be ready for something that hasn't even happened yet. Then when you get the call for the self-tape, or you get the call for the audition, you will be already in the place, a level up, to start preconditioning yourself for the self-tape or the audition. Get the idea? Is that clear? This is really important, guys. This is possibly one of the biggest things I could ever share. In fact, I think it probably is. Because most actors, and I'm the same, we all do it. You know, we get the self-tape in, we go, oh, I've got to get myself, oh, Jesus Christ, I haven't got a friend. Get the camera, to be or not to be, that is the question, right? You know, you just do it. You don't even think about it, right? You don't pre-condition yourself for success. But if you did this now, today, 3 times, now, all over the weekend, 3 times, 3 times. Just condition it into your brain. This becomes the new way of doing things. It will become your new normal. It will become the way that you get to the next level really easily. Does this make sense? Let me know in the comments. Does it make sense? Okay? Being ahead of you'll be ahead of 50 other actors, or thousands of other actors, if you do this now. Get the idea? Okay, I'm going to give you one last thing. This is a little thing. This is called the pizza walk. Has anyone here actually done the pizza walk? Anyone here brave enough to do it? If anyone have problems with networking, anyone have any difficulty about going up to casting directors, doing the Sam Mendes thing? The Sam Mendes walk. That's what I call it now. Let's call it that. The Sam Mendes walk. Yeah? Okay. If you have any problem with networking, let me know in the comments. What do you find difficult? Do you know the hesitation? Yeah? That kind of thing, the hesitation that you have, the hesitation that you experience before you go and say, hello, Nina Gold, my name is Nick Dunning. How are you? Right? Before that bit kicks in, if you kind of go, oh, there's Nina Gold across the room, but I think I'll go and meet her tomorrow, even though she won't be here and she's not casting tomorrow. Your career goes down the toilet. So, anyone have that? Anyone have that? Sean will talk to anyone. Absolutely. Good for you. Absolutely. Great. Arlene doesn't have it either. That's great. Does anyone have any differences? Anyone have any issues at all with going up to people? Anyone feel a bit like they kind of go, hi, can you give me a job? Sean, that's a completely different problem. You need to know where to find them. They're waiting for you, baby. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you. They are. They're out there. They're waiting for you. You just got to know where to find them. That's exactly what you got to do. Okay? So nobody has any issues with that at all. You're all okay about connecting with casting directors that you might meet at a book signing or somewhere bizarre or something like that. No problem with that? Okay, let me just give you this anyway because I said I will. It's completely you. Okay, good. Honesty. Completely. Yeah, no, I do have it. That was me shouting no. Oh, I see. Sorry. Okay. So you do have it. You were just shouting no. Okay, great. Good. Okay. This is the guaranteed way to actually overcome any kind of self consciousness, any kind of self awareness, any kind of hesitation. This will absolutely do. You have trouble asking for payment. This is what you need to do, Sean. This is the one thing. It will You see, whenever we have something that we don't want to do, I get a bit nervous, and once I get going, I'm okay. That's pretty much like most people. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Siobhan, I think you give yourself quite a hard time, don't you? I think it's okay to get a little bit nervous. That's fine. I would too. But it's usually excitement. Remember that? What we call it, what we're calling it, the way we code, whatever we code in our brain, if we call it fear, it will be fear. If we call it excitement, it will be excitement. So when you feel that, I'm feeling a little nervous, because as a casting director, you say, oh, I'm feeling a little bit excited. Exactly the same thing neurologically. No difference. That will help as well. Melissa will chat to anyone. She loves networking and meeting people. Yeah. Feel nervous about auditioning for lead roles. Melissa, this is what you've got to do. You've got to do this exercise we just did. See yourself as a leading lady. Absolutely. In fact, actually, if you remind me, we'll do that in one of our sessions. I hope you don't mind me mentioning that we're going to coach, but if you do, let me know, and I apologize. But I'm assuming we're amongst friends. I hope that's okay. But I think there's something we can definitely do that. That is a very, very important thing. I remember doing this particular exercise and another one that I'll show you, which will be one of the private ones, which is how you've got to step into being the leading lady. You want to play leading parts, you've got to be the leading actor. That is absolutely vital. Honey says, what? Yeah, I do relate totally. Same here. If it's getting big, then I'm small. Right. Okay. Honey, you too. That's exactly, I promise you. You've got to start thinking like you're the leading lady. Very, 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 very important. All of you need to wear the invisible crown. Okay, the invisible crown. You have to step into and start owning that. Doesn't mean you have to be angry, it's not about arrogance. It's about, yeah, I deserve this. I deserve this role. I deserve this part. I'm here. How can I share what I have with you? And if I don't get it, that's fine. Okay, no problem. I wasn't the right person for you, but I know that I'm here, fully showing up, fully committed, 100%. Okay, here we go. Very quickly, what used to be called the pizza walk is now known as the Sam Mendes moonwalk. How about that? I just called it that. Great. What you want to do is this. Your brain is conditioned to react. Okay? The amygdala has these reactions. Okay? The fear, fight or flight response. Whenever you go into something that you don't want to do, like an audition, like going on stage, like whatever the thing is you don't want to do, it kicks in. I don't want to do this. That's going to be there for life. Get used to it. It's going to be there all the time. It's the way human beings are designed. Okay, so here you are. How can we overcome that? What you want to do, you see, is literally climb over that by teaching yourself new things to do. Ah, Melissa, that's beautiful. Thank you. Happy to share in the group. We're all in this together. Absolutely. I hope you guys don't mind. Please, can we just agree? If I call out people who are coaching with me and those who are not, it's okay. Because if I want to be able to use this as a kind of like coaching method as well. Would that be okay? If anyone doesn't want to, just, do let me know. But it's very important. I think it's so important. Honey, that really is an important one. If ever there was a leading lady, that's you. You really are. Okay? This is really important. This is what we need to do. So, what this does, the Sam Mendes moonwalk does, actually, that's great. Is what it does is it overcomes that fear in an instant. And this is how it works. What you're going to do is you're going to go into some place, right? Let's say you're going to go into a shop nearby. Let's say you have I am just thinking near me, there's a petrol station down the road. Okay. Now, what do they sell in petrol stations? Petrol, right? Everything related to cars. So, what you have to do is choose exactly the polar opposite of what they sell in that shop. So let's say they sell petrol. The first thing you would do is you would go in there and say something like, I'd like to buy a pound of liver, please. Okay. I'd like to buy a pound of liver, please. Okay. All right. Something the complete opposite. And of course, they're going to say, what? This is a petrol station. What are you talking about? Well, no, I'd really like some liver. Well, we don't sell that here. Well, maybe you have it back, in a cupboard somewhere. No, we don't have it. Okay. Something like that. And what that will do when you do this several times is it will condition your brain really quickly to be able to handle anything. Did you see the video that I posted, the one that Lachlan mentioned the other day about rejection therapy? Did you see that? Have a look on the website. Go and have a look at that video and you'll see why this works. That's why I was so excited to post it, because it's actually about the way that you develop confidence in any situation, because you condition your brain to do the thing that it's not supposed to do. You condition your brain to be, yeah, this is easy. Because you're setting your brain up to do something you don't want to do, like going into a petrol station and asking for liver, right? I can guarantee you, your heart will be going, oh, 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 before you go in, okay? But when you go in and you go up and say, hello, I'd like a pound of liver, please. And the guy will say, no, we don't sell it. And you go, no, please, you sure it's not back there? He said, no, you're mad? He said, okay, all right, fine, thank you very much. I'm sorry to disturb you. Bye. And off you go, right? What will happen is that you will condition your unconscious mind at that level, okay, to when you've got to do it at least 7 times. And by the way, there's one way of being really successful at this. Don't do it where you live. Otherwise, they'll feel sorry for you and call the people in the white coats. They will think that you are mentally disturbed and challenged. Okay? That's a big caveat, right? So do it, several kilometers away in a place where they don't know you. Get the idea? And do it 7 times. And on Monday, anyone up for it? Anyone willing to do it? What's today? Friday? Saturday, Sunday? Anyone willing to do it 3 times between now and Monday? Anyone up for it? I bet you're all going to say no. I bet you're all going to say no. What do you think? Anyone up for it? Nobody's posting. It's looking like it's a no. Oh, boys, I cannot tell you how much this will release your brain. Ah, Brian's in. Okay, Brian, name me 3 places. Arlene says no. Arlene, I know you're in Dundalk, and Dundalk is not known for liver. But if you can't go beyond 5 miles. You can do it within 5 miles. Of course you can. Indra says no. Siobhan says no. Sean says yes. Go for it. Emily, come on. Are you going to do it? Sean says yes, yes, yes. Come on, guys. You can do this. Come on. Indra, yes. Siobhan, yes. Come on. Arlene, yes, you can. Honey, yes, you can. Melissa's going to do it. Excellent. Right? No, really, seriously. What's that? Can I ask for mincemeat instead? Absolutely, you can. It doesn't have to be liver. It can be whatever you want it to be. And Sean says she's a vegetarian. Honey's in. Excellent. You will see amazing results. I promise you. Go into 3 places. The first one, you will be worried. It'll be, it will be. But expect that and go through it. If you feel sick at the idea of it, that's the thing to do. That's when you should challenge yourself to do this, Emily. Seriously. It'll blow you away when you do it 3 times. What have you got to lose? The worst thing that can happen over the weekend is you can go into 3 shops where nobody knows you, in an area where nobody recognizes you. You can even, wear clothes you don't normally wear. If you want, you can do that. What if they do sell liver? And then, well, if they sell lovers, that's a different thing, isn't it, honey? I mean, what if they sell lovers? I don't know. I mean, that's liver. Okay, liver. Right. Okay. You come and get me if I get arrested? Absolutely not. Indra's a vegetarian too. Okay, the point is not to say liver. The point is to say something that is diametrically opposed to wherever you are. For example, you can go into a flower shop and say, I don't know, could I have some sausages, right? Or you can go into a flower shop and say, could I have some vegetarian sausages, please? Okay. Everyone thinks Sean's nuts anyway. Well, there you go. You're grand. What's the problem? Thinking about it, huh? Thinking about it, Andrew. He's intrigued, though. There's a little part of his mind that's thinking, yes, this could be really interesting. This could be the one thing that changes the way I think about everything. That's what I reckon it could. It has the potential to do. I can assure you. I've done it in petrol stations. I've done it in. I learned this. When did I learn this? Probably about 10 years ago. I think I did it 6 or 7 times overall. And it wasn't easy. No, not at all. But you know what? Nobody knows me. Nobody knows who I was. And actually, I have a relatively recognizable face, right? Nobody got it. Nobody worried me. I've never had any bad repercussions at all. I promise you. This is not about making you feel, awkward and weird. It really isn't. This is about challenging the perception that you have of who you are. Because when your brain, I mean, just think about it. You're literally, you see the reaction that it provoked, and you haven't even done it, right? Think of it that way. The reaction that it provoked. Emily felt sick at the idea. Okay. Arlene is sweating just listening to talk about it. Okay. Imagine that. That is what is happening in your brain. You're doing it with different accents, it's all coming out now. Brian does it anyway. Brian's arrested every weekend anyway down in Kerry. Let's get Brian Harty back in. Arlene, if you can find the courage to do this, just do it once. Well, no, 3 times is best. It really is best to do it 3 times. Okay? If you can do this, do it in an easy way. Make it simple. Don't make it hard. But choose something like, let's say, a sweet shop, and you go in there and you ask for a pound of tomatoes. Okay? You can go into a post office and you ask for some detergent. Right? It is fun, Sean. You're absolutely right. It is fun. Think of it as fun, and you'll make it a lot easier on yourself. But you will still feel something because we're so conditioned not to do that. Yeah? Give it a go, and then report back on Monday, and let's see who does it. Listen, there is no pressure, guys. There really isn't. This is not about me putting pressure on you. I'm about here one thing and one thing only, challenging you to be the best person you can be and the best actor you can be. The skills that you've learned today of that kind of the dreaming process that we talked about, plus this, will make a massive amount of difference. Yeah? So if you're up for it, give it a go. And remember to subscribe to me on YouTube. And I look forward to seeing you all again on Monday, guys. So let me know how it goes. And Melissa, I'm going to just send you a very quick Zoom now. And I just want to talk to you for 5 minutes, okay? See you soon. Take care, guys. Let me know. Go on, do it. Go on. Somebody do it. Please, 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 please. I'll give you a round of applause. And you get the bicycle horn. And if anyone does it, they manage it, I will bring the triangle. Okay? Now, and I love the way the brain kicks in. I teach in schools in a 60-mile radius, very rural, so I have to put on a fake beard, but I will do it. Yes! This will blow your fears of going into rooms, meeting people in any way you like. Arlene, come on. Arlene. 3 times. That's all we ask. Come on, guys. You go do it. All right? Take care. God bless. Have a great weekend. See ya. I'll play me music to let you out. Okay? See you guys. Bye.